Okay, skill-based matchmaking. It has been all over the news recently, and you've probably seen it in Twitter when it was trending, and many Call of Duty personalities and players have been weighing in on the subject, including people like Octane and Scump. So, what is skill-based matchmaking? Well, basically it just means that roughly on how well you are playing, you will be moved up and down into a harder game or an easier game with people of a like skill roughly. There is more to it than that, but I will bring that on later on. The reason this kicked off is Call of Duty Cold War. The skill-based matchmaking seemed very, very strong, and people were nervous because for some people it can take away from their enjoyment of the game, and it caters towards a more casual player. Which is fine. I understand casual players do not want to be crushed relentlessly in the game, but I have my own thoughts on it, and I think for me, one of the big problems Call of Duty has always had is a lack of a proper ranked mode. Even the ranked modes we've actually had, right, I still don't think are very good. And I'll explain why. And because this all leads back into skill-based matchmaking. Call of Duty's always had one thing missing from other major titles. Things like League of Legends, CSGO, Rocket League, Rainbow Six Siege, right? All these games have, when you get asked, what is your rank? You tell them. You know, oh, I'm a gold player, or I'm platinum, or I managed to get to challenger. In Call of Duty, nobody actually cares or has ever asked me that in my entire life. They only ever ask what my KD is, and as you know, if you watch competitive or you have half a brain, KD is subjective and doesn't really matter, especially when you get to higher skill levels. It goes down to about 1, and you get ever so slightly either side. You know, I've known casual players, you know, brag about their sabotage 5 KD and then quit out of a game if they're getting stumped because they just want to preserve that KD ratio. Skill-based matchmaking goes against that as well because you can't really maintain that super high KD if you are getting smoked every couple of games because they have upped the difficulty. So, Call of Duty has been missing a proper rank mode, a rank mode where people actually care to play the objective, to be more aggressive, to actually win the game and not just play for their own score. It's why games like Domination are popular, because they don't play the objective, they play it so they have a rough battle line that they can either get a lot of kills in or just camp and play how they like to. This is not competitive gameplay. This does not allow for realistic skill matchmaking if I'm playing on a team and the rest of my team are doing nothing but sitting in the back just getting kills. Okay, they may have a great KD, but if they're not winning the game, then it's stupid, right? Call of Duty does not have a ranked system that emphasizes this, and it needs one, because if it mattered what your rank is, then you could go and play ranked and you could get better and you wouldn't care about playing harder games. There is a space for harder games. There is a space for people to play in skill-based matchmaking to get better. Halo 3, you know, when you go from 1 to 50. StarCraft, everybody wanted to know in the back in the day what your StarCraft rank is. Nobody cares about Call of Duty's League plays. They just don't. I'm afraid to tell you, we like it as competitors, but the greater Call of Duty community has never seen any reason, because it doesn't go on your profile, it's not easily found, it's not a big thing next to your name, it's prestigious next to your name usually, or what rank you are. It's not what level you are. And I would like to see that, because then it would matter. But skill-based matchmaking in publics can be detrimental to players who are better, right? I don't want to be punished for being a better player if I want to relax. And that's what some of the arguments are. What if I want a chill game? Well, during the beta, I decided to try out during the alpha, I decided to try out many of the guns. And unfortunately, if I had a good game with an AKU, and then went to another game and thought, oh, you know what, I will try out running around with shotguns for a laugh. Well, unfortunately, it means that I am being punished, because then everybody is usually better in that game. And maybe I tank it for a few games, because I am trying out other guns, or exploring the map, or doing whatever. Well, then my skill-based matchmaking will probably fall, and I'll have easy lobbies, 2 easy lobbies. It's very interesting to me how people think it's not calculated to just keep you engaged, because that's what skill-based matchmaking is, right? It's not here to give you a better enjoyment of the game, although that is what they say. It is there to keep you engaged, okay? And they sound similar, but they are not. The engagement rate is very, very important for Call of Duty, and it has been. It's a lot of the way they work their metrics and figure stuff out, okay? They want to keep you engaged. So if you have a good game every 3-4 games, or every 5 games, or every 10, or how they work it out, that will keep you playing, because you're like, yeah, I'm doing well here. If you get crushed for 5 games, you might be pissed off and quit the game. And then, oh, I had a really good game here, I smashed it, I did fantastically well. That's skill-based matchmaking. That's what it's designed to do. It is designed to keep you engaged and wanting to play. Okay, that is why they don't want random lobbies. It is why they don't want to do it connection over skill-based matchmaking, because the entire idea is that the more Call of Duty you play, the more likely you are to A, buy next year's game, and B, buy microtransactions. That's basically just how it works, right? They keep you engaged the most amount possible, and if you're playing that much, you can probably justify a skin, or keep buying more skins, or if you crush somebody, you know, that'd be great. And this isn't in this game, but there is a patent I think I saw filed by, I think it was either Activision or EA, where they even hypothetically said, oh, what if we had a system where really good players with flashy camos got matched up against other players with not so good camos to incentivize them to buy that camo, because it would give them the kind of mental image of being better. If somebody's got that gun, oh, they look fantastic, they're killing me, maybe we should buy it too. Okay? Don't think it's in this game, but it is something you've got to think about. This entire skill-based matchmaking is about engagement and continuing that engagement as well. Now, I understand why casual players would not want to be crushed by people continuously, and for them it probably is a better system. But also, you know, I've played Call of Duty way back in the day before skill-based matchmaking was implemented, you know, way back in the Modern Warfare 2s, NWO, you know, Modern Warfares. You know, if you got into a hard lobby, you just dealt with it. You did what we like to call a pro gamer move, which is the sit forward and really concentrate. And that's something I feel like maybe missing from skill-based matchmaking, because every game you go into, if you're doing well, is going to get a little bit harder. And you aren't, you know, ranking up to see a raid boss. You are just going to have slightly worse games until you are meeting that skill limit, and maybe if you keep winning or go one, they'll keep you there. If you do a little bit worse, maybe you get a little bit easier game later on. The part where it really falls down, though, skill-based matchmaking, the biggest problem with skill-based matchmaking for me at the moment is the fact that you can have, I can be a better player and have to put in more effort to unlock things in-game, because that's the way it works. Like, for instance, on Modern Warfare right now, for Warzone, I am currently trying to unlock the holographic blue dot. Now, to do this, you have to go through a series of scopes around the holographic and get, I think it's 200 kills, then 50 headshots, then 200 kills, then 50 headshots. Now, being a better player than most, I should be able to get those faster than worse players. Fortunately, it doesn't work out like that. It is going to be harder eventually for me to get those kills, because if I'm getting a good amount of kills, it's going to make the lobbies harder. Which means I slow down getting the kills, which means that anybody else can get them at the same time. So essentially, I have to play a lot better to get these unlocked for people who could be in easy lobbies. And that's fine, except for the fact that if I'm a better player and want to get something unlocked, it is actually more difficult for me because I'm going to be playing against better people to do so. So what is the point in having them under those barriers? You know, just get 200 kills, get 50 kills. Well, my 200 kills are going to require more effort if I'm playing well than people who are in lesser skilled lobbies. So I'm being punished for being a good player trying to unlock the same thing. There is no benefit there for me being a better player. And I think that's one of the biggest issues. There is no benefit to being better in Call of Duty. I love Call of Duty. I play the absolute hell of it. And so do many people. And they try to be better and they want to get better. And I know the other argument is, well, if you want to get better, you know, you've got to play against better people. What if I don't want to get any better? What if I just want to enjoy it, have a good game, have a not good game? When I want to get better, I play competitive. I do not play publics. In fact, I very rarely play publics at all. So the only time I really run into skill-based matchmaking is Warzone, right? Because publics for me has become is something I don't play anymore. But at the same time, if I want to unlock something, that's where I have to go, because you don't get as many kills in Warzone. You don't get, you know, as many opportunities to do these objectives, right? So there are things gated off by skill-based matchmaking for me as a slightly better player. And it's probably even worse for the professionals, right? If you are a professional player, you are now going to be facing the very best players against you. So if you want a casual game and you want to unlock something with a shotgun, well, unfortunately, X-Snipe Zone 2040 is going to be flying around that corner and just absolutely hammering you at Mach 2. And you're going to have a more difficult time, because sometimes, you know, everybody at high skill levels, everybody's going to be running meta. Everybody's going to know movement mechanics. It's going to become more difficult for you. And that's why pros complain. Because, oh, sometimes I just want to be that guy who can have fun and maybe run around and snipe. Can't do it. You know, you'll just get hammered because everybody else in the lobby will be going hard. It doesn't differentiate what type of game you want to play, which is why I've always said, you know, publics should probably have skill-based matching turned down. You can have a section where you take the bottom 20%, stick them in their own playlist. I don't want to play those guys. I think Scump said the same thing. I'm not interested in crushing people game after game. It's boring. I can just go shoot bots if that's all I want to do. I understand, you know, getting it roughly in the area, but I want some easy games. I want some hard games. I want a mix. I don't want to be punished for doing well. And I suppose that's where a ranked playlist comes in. If I want to play hard, if I want to sweat, and I want to use my movement mechanics as much as possible, well, that's where a ranked playlist comes in. That's how you fix skill-based matchmaking. Make me want to play and get better, not just punish me for doing it. But there you go. That's my thoughts on skill-based matchmaking, and I hope you understand the engagement angle of it, because that is all skill-based matchmaking is in my mind. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.